Hey, what's up guys, it's Jsmith Gaming here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. In today's video, we're going to be doing some Town Hall 9 war attack analysis. We will be reviewing 3 different failed war attacks and seeing what we could have done differently to make it a 3-star raid. So how it's going to work is we're going to let the replay run one time in real time, so that way you guys can see what happened and see what you would have done differently and generate your own opinion. And then we're going to slow it down and break it down piece by piece and see what we could have done differently to make it 3 stars. Let's go ahead and get into it. For replay number 1, we have Fahad taking on their number 11 Sargento Cruel. Fahad is bringing goho to try and take out his opponent, but ends up running out of gas in the hogging portion of the raid. Before we get into the initial breakdown, I just want to say it'd be appreciated if you guys could please leave a like and subscribe, because when you leave a like, it really helps my videos get noticed by the YouTube algorithm so I can grow. And I just wanted to preframe this video as being strictly educational, and as the saying goes, a smart man learns from his own mistakes, but a wise man learns from the mistakes of others. Watching your own replays and trying to understand what went wrong in your own raids and in the raids of others will ultimately make you a better player. I highly encourage you to watch to the end and watch every replay and trying to notice the mistakes or think about things you would have done differently if you were attacking the base. If you do this, I guarantee you'll come out of this video a better player and you will have learned a thing or two about yourself and how to attack better in the replays going forward. Let's go ahead and break this video down. So first things first, I just want to say I do like Fahad's army composition and I do like his entry on the base. And why I say that is because goho is overall a very strong composition at Town Hall 9, and his entry point gives him great potential for great value. What I'm talking about is you can get the Clan Castle, an Expo, and the Queen, as well as some nice point defenses that can really help give you some great value and really help your hogs out in the initial beginning of the raid. So the first thing that I noticed is his wall breaker entry. So first things first, he did put a wall breaker down, and he did do a test wall breaker, and it did its job. It lowered out the small bomb, which is great, but the thing is a lot of people nowadays are putting wizard towers on the exterior side of the base, and what that means is splash damage. So you have to be a little bit extra careful when you're doing your wall breakers, and you need to make them a little bit either to the left or the right, so that way they don't die. As you can see right here, is the wall breakers are going to end up dying because 2 of them ended up dying to the splash damage. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit. And the next error that I really noticed is he didn't even need to bring wall breakers in the first place. And what I'm talking about is this entry point that he's trying to get to is easily accessible by that jump he had. So he didn't even have to bring the wall breakers in the first place. He could have actually avoided that by bringing a jump spell. And so as his kill squad moves into the base, you will see that he ends up popping his queen ability. As you can see, that's what I'm talking about by using the jump. Had more than enough room to use that. Is you will see that he brings his queen and uses her ability here shortly because she's attacking the town hall. There was no need to do that because there's no rush. Like, patience is very important in this game, and there's no reason to pop that. Like, your AQ ability is your get out of jail free card, and there's no reason to pop that unless, like, there's just no reason there. Like, there's very few reasons and times that you should pop it very early, and it's very situational, and that was just a bad call on that part. And the next thing that I really noticed here is his initial hog pathing. And as you can see, he's going to enter in the most of his hog about right here, and here's why that's bad. It would be much easier and smoother if he entered at the bottom, because that's a straight line pretty much across the base, but right here it's going to be taking a weird like L shape, and then when it gets to here, his hogs are going to go everywhere. If it gets to the wizard tower and the expo, they're going to go to the air sweeper, this wizard tower, and all these different, like, the hogs are going to split like crazy, and it's just not very smooth. But if you attack from the bottom, there's a better chance that the hogs will stick together as a pack and they won't be so split. So that was the biggest thing that I noticed, and a lot of hog players struggle with, is the initial hog pathing. It looks like he put some surgical hogs kind of at the top to help guide the rest of his troops, but that is a little bit of a problem because you want to put the guiding hogs, like the surgical hogs, when the main attacking force is there. He put it in a little bit too early, which caused these hogs at the top to die. As you can see, that a top heal did go to waste because that top pack did die pretty early. It didn't get as much value as he wanted to. And overall, because of that poor hog pathing decision, he ended up getting little to no value and his hogs ended up dying pretty quickly. So another thing that I noticed is he actually started his cleanup a little bit late. You want to start your cleanup as soon as possible. As soon as you've cleared this part of the raid out, even though I don't like that direction, you should have started putting that cleanup down as soon as possible so that way you don't time fail. So that's really that for this raid. Some simple mistakes that can go a long way. Let's go ahead and get into the next breakdown. So for breakdown number 2, we have Jared taking on their number 12, Leafer. And something that I want you guys to look at here is his army composition and really take a look at that and how this raid turns out, because this is going to be a big talking point in the breakdown portion of the raid. So in this video, I actually want you guys to look at this war base. It may seem pretty simple, but it actually defended a pretty good amount of time. So if you guys are looking for a new war base, I mean, feel free to check out the one I posted a while ago, but also, I mean, hey, this base defended a pretty solid amount of time. So if you guys are down to start copying a base, like, I'd copy this one because it defended a pretty good amount. I'm not saying it's the best base, but it did defend a pretty good amount. So just take some notes here as you guys are watching this replay, and like I said, pay attention to the attack composition and really what ends up happening. What ends up happening here is he runs out of time. His hogs do clear all the defenses, but ultimately runs out of time due to a lack of cleanup troops. Hint, hint. And let's go ahead and really just break this base down and see what he could have done differently to 3-star this base. So something that I just want to point out right off the bat is the fact that he brought 28 hogs of his own and 6 in the clan castle. So that is 34 hogs, and honestly, there are very few situations where you ever need that amount of hogs to really crush a base. Honestly, I found the sweet spot for me personally, obviously this is me personally and completely situational for every base, is 18 to 24 is really what you need. But like I said, that is an opinion and what has worked for me personally. I just don't think 30 plus is really necessary to take down a Town Hall 9. And the next biggest thing that I really have noticed is the fact that he invested so much in his hogs that his kill squad really suffered here. And what I'm talking about is he brought one golem, and what you will see happens is the golem is going to get melted. And he is also going to do something similar to Fahad in having a wall break fail by putting his wall breakers right on top of his golem, which is getting tanked by the mortar and the wizard tower. You need to put your, like I said in the previous replay, you need to put your wall breakers either to the right or the left of the tanking character, such as the golem, so that way you can wall break in successfully, or else there's a pretty much a 9 out of 10 chance that you will wall break fail and it will be time for some problems. So because he only brought one golem and he brought so many hogs, his kill squad and the troops that he brought to his kill squad is gonna suffer. I would have dropped personally a lot of hogs. I probably would have brought, let's say 24, maybe 26 if I was him, let's just be generous, and brought either another golem, Valkyries, bowlers, or a P.E.K.K.A. to really bring in some more troops. Because as you can see in his spells, he brought in 3 heals in a jump spell. So you need to get value out of every spell that you bring, and what you're gonna see is that he practically got no value out of his jump spell because boom, the golem is down, and now he has nothing to tank all this damage that is here. The archer towers, the cannons, the queen, the expos are soon gonna start shooting, and the king needs help. And this is gonna be the next problem, is the fact that he still hasn't popped his king ability and his king's about to die. So you need to pop your king ability, especially when it's under this much fire, pretty early, so that way you get full use out of his ability. So what you're going to go ahead and see is his king's going to get raged up, die, didn't get much value out of it, and now he has gotten practically no value out of his jump spell because he didn't get the queen, he didn't get any of these defenses right here, and honestly, like it was kind of a waste of that jump spell, and he could have either used it on a rage or another heal. So I'd invest a lot more troops into your kill squad, like I said, either another golem to help tank, a P.E.K.K.A, Valkyries, bowlers, whatever it is. Just honestly, just take out some hogs and put some on the kill squad. The kill squad, in my opinion, is about 80% of the raid, and it will set you up for success. So for the main point number 2, that is his hogging direction. So he now has 2 options on where he could have hogged. He could have either hogged from the top, or he could have hogged from the bottom, which he chose. And the reason I don't like this choice is because he is hogging straight into the king. And I personally, I use hogs a lot, and I feel like other players who use hogs a lot recognize this, is that sometimes hogging into the king is inevitable, but avoid it for as long as possible in a raid. So what he should have done is hogged on the top side and gone across and saved his poison for when his hogs get on this part of the base, so that way he can use the poison, and as soon as all of these defenses are down, the king will be poisoned, and the hogs can go ahead and take him out pretty easily and start the cleanup right away. But as you can see, he hogged straight into the king, which, I mean, it did end up working out because his hogs did clean up all of the defenses. But because he used so many troops, including all his wizards, I'm sorry I missed that part, he put all 10 of his wizards on the initial kill squad, which is a bad idea. Please save at least 2 to 4 wizards for cleanups, so that way you can clean up accordingly. And as you can see, his hogs didn't go across the base and end up dying due to the king. Right now, alright, he did use the poison spell, that's good to slow the king down, and as you can see, the king is following them around the base and just being a nuisance. So because he invested so poorly in the amount of troops that he used, let's say on the hogs, he has nothing for cleanup now except those 2 archers and the queen, who are going down right now, and he's ultimately going to lose to time. So pretty clean raid, I mean almost a pretty clean raid, but just some simple mistakes, things that you can do to improve on the next one. Let's go ahead and get to breakdown number 3. So for replay number 3, we have Ted Mosby using some goho on number 12 again, and what you're actually going to see here is his mistakes are honestly kind of like the opposite of what Jared did. So it's kind of interesting to see, and like I said in the previous ones, I really just want you guys to look at what he did and see what you would have done differently here. I'm seeing some things that's really in the beginning of the raid is what I'm going to focus on, and that's something that I always feel like Town Hall 9 struggle with, and that is getting the kill squad and really just the initial hogging down right. Once you get past those 2 things, I feel like the game and just the raiding itself gets so much easier. And yeah, I look forward to breaking this down for you guys. And basically what happens here is his hogs all end up dying, and he just doesn't have enough troops to clear the rest of the defenses, and we're going to go ahead and break it down and why this did not work. Alrighty, let's go ahead and break down Ted's attack and really just see what went wrong here, as well as what really worked as well. And so as you can see, he brought 3 golems, 1 in the clan castle and 2 of his own. And that is actually my first thing that I wanted to point out, is I think 2 golems and the P.E.K.K.A would be amazing, but I think 3 is a little bit overkill, and you will see how he used it, and it's just not the best way that it could have happened. Overall, I think his entry point was great. I think I'm actually a better entry than Jared, and the reason I say that is because you can kill the king, the queen, and the clan castle, as well as an X-bow, which is just huge value off of a kill squad, especially if you're using 2 golems in your heroes, and really just the kill squad that he brought. As long as he brought just 2 golems, I think it would have been a game changer. And something that you'll see here is that he's holding on to his 3rd golem, and he still hasn't deployed a poison yet. So whenever this clan castle is at the edge, you know it's going to come out right away. So as soon as they start coming out, you need to drop that poison down so that we can get maximum use of that and really do as least amount of damage to your heroes that are tanking that damage, so that way your rest of your kill squad can be successful. On this portion right here where he dropped the king and the loon, honestly can't really be mad about that. I try that stuff all the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, it just didn't really work out that time. It's okay, so that stuff just happens. So he's still holding on to his third golem, which is kind of a problem, and as you can see, he just dropped his poison spell. Good use of the king ability, but because his king ended up getting in front of the golems, that third golem wasn't there to help tank, the king goes down pretty early. That's not what you really want to see, but it does happen sometimes. It's okay. Overall, great jump spell, didn't bring wall breakers. Good use of that. Good use of that troop space, and that just getting as much of that opportunity as possible. The P.E.K.K.A. is going in, and as we wait, we're waiting to see what's going on. Let's go ahead and see. Let's speed it up a little bit. Alright, so now his P.E.K.K.A. just did exactly what you want your kill squad to do. It's now taking out the queen. It took out bomb locations, and the queen is now clearing this compartment, so great use out of that P.E.K.K.A. But the P.E.K.K.A. is now about to go down, and what you're going to see here, and what ends up crushing his hog raid, is his initial location. And what I'm talking about is he should have dropped his hogs at the bottom here, so that way it could have got the Tesla and the archer, in the air defense, because you want your hogs to move across smooth. But what you're going to go ahead and see is that half of them are going to go to the left, and then half of them are going to go to the air defense, which ends up basically having the damage that the hogs are able to do, and therefore making them much weaker. So as you can see, he split his hogs up, and they're now going to start pathing all sorts of, they're split up in two groups now, and now this is a problem. So in this point, now we need to find some way to recover, but it is kind of hard to recover because he went a little bit too heavy on his kill squad. I don't think he actually brought enough hogs for this base. So when you bring 3 golems, that's 90 troop space. I would have split that up into, let's say, maybe 4 hogs and then a couple wizards, and really to just add a little bit extra. 18 hogs is enough if you get a lot of value out of your kill squad, but like I said, 18 to 24 is kind of the golden range, and I just think he didn't get enough value out of his kill squad, or the best entry point for his hogs, for him to really use just 18. And another thing that you notice here is the fact that he brought a skeleton spell, and I'm not completely sure what the plan for that was, but if it was me, I would have used it to either try to either distract by the hogs some time, or try to kill the skeletons, that way he can buy his hogs a little bit more time. So overall, pretty good raid. I can't really be mad about that. Just some small things that are gonna go a long way. Like I said, this number 12 did defend a lot of attacks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you guys learned something. I'll catch you guys in the next one.